Sister Wives Courtroom Chaos. Kody Brown destroyed by kids. Hey guys, welcome back to reality. The Brown family drama has always been explosive, but nothing could have prepared fans for the shocking courtroom chaos that unfolded when Kody Brown faced off against his own children. For years, viewers have watched the cracks in the plural marriage grow wider, but this latest twist is unlike anything the Sister Wives audience has ever seen. The man who once proudly held himself as the patriarch of a sprawling family is now being challenged by the very people he thought would always stand by him, his kids. And the fallout is not just emotional. It's legal, it's dramatic, and it's completely tearing apart the fragile remains of the Brown family structure. Reports claim that the courtroom showdown brought out years of pain, anger, and resentment that the children had bottled up. What was once whispered in interviews and hinted at on social media came spilling out under oath. It was a moment that left Kody visibly shaken, and for many fans, it was the ultimate moment of karma. For years, the Brown children have had complicated relationships with their father. Some felt ignored, others felt unloved, and many believed he played favorites, especially when it came to Robyn's kids. These accusations have followed Kody throughout the later seasons of Sister Wives, but now, the kids themselves are speaking directly to the matter in a legal setting. According to inside accounts, the children didn't hold back. One after another, they described a father who they felt abandoned them emotionally, a man who prioritized one branch of his family while neglecting the others. They painted a devastating picture of favoritism, broken promises, and years of disappointment. The courtroom reportedly grew tense as each child shared their version of the truth. Some cried, some spoke with anger, while others were calm but brutally honest. Each testimony added to a mountain of evidence that cast Kody in a harsh light. He tried to defend himself, but the weight of his children's words seemed to crush him in real time. What makes this even more heartbreaking is the fact that Kody once claimed that family was everything to him. In the earlier seasons, he spoke endlessly about unity, love, and the importance of sticking together. But over the years, viewers watched that vision fall apart piece by piece. His relationships with Mary, Janelle, and Christine collapsed. His connection with most of his kids weakened. And now, in a courtroom, all of that damage was laid bare. Fans who followed the show closely already suspected that the kids were deeply hurt by their father's actions, especially after the fallout surrounding Garrison's tragic death. Many of the children expressed anger toward Kody for not being there when they needed him most. In this courtroom setting, those feelings exploded to the surface. Some children reportedly told the judge that they no longer recognized the man sitting before them. They accused him of being more interested in protecting his image and Robyn's family than in being a father to them. Others said they grew up constantly questioning whether their dad truly loved them, or if they were just part of a numbers game in his plural marriage. Kody's face throughout the testimony was described as a mix of shock, sadness, and rage. Witnesses say he struggled to keep his composure, often shifting in his seat, shaking his head, and occasionally muttering under his breath. But every time he attempted to push back, another child would take the stand and deliver another devastating blow. For the fans who've long criticized Kody, this courtroom chaos felt like a reckoning. The man who insisted he was misunderstood, who often blamed his wives for the family breakdown, was now hearing directly from the voices that mattered most, his children. And the message was clear. They felt betrayed. Legal experts weighing in say that this kind of testimony carries enormous weight. Judges tend to take the words of children seriously, especially when they're old enough to clearly articulate their experiences. And in this case, the Brown kids left no room for doubt about how they felt. What's even more shocking is that this courtroom battle could have long-term consequences for Kody's relationship with his kids. While some of them may eventually reconcile, others seemed firm in their decision to cut ties. The testimony wasn't just about the past, it was about setting boundaries for the future. One child allegedly said they no longer wanted to have any contact with Kody, citing years of neglect and emotional pain. Another said they were only present in court to make sure the truth was finally heard. These statements are not just heartbreaking for the family, but they also expose the raw reality that Sister Wives has always hinted at. The fractures in the family were far deeper than anyone realized. Fans online immediately reacted to the reports, with many praising the children for speaking their truth. Social media lit up with comments calling this the moment Kody was finally held accountable. Some viewers said it was the most satisfying outcome after years of watching the wives and kids suffer under his strict, often selfish leadership. Others, however, expressed sadness that the family dynamic had reached such a public and painful breaking point. They pointed out that, regardless of Kody's faults, the Brown children still lost something significant: a relationship with their father. The courtroom may have been filled with anger, but underneath it all was a deep sense of grief for the family that could have been. This chaos also raises questions about the future of Sister Wives as a show. How does a reality series continue when the central figure is at war with his own children? Will the producers address this courtroom battle directly in future episodes, or will they gloss over it the way they've sidestepped certain controversies in the past? Either way, fans are demanding answers. They want to know what happens next for Kody, for Robyn, and most importantly for the kids. Because at the end of the day, this story isn't just about plural marriage or reality TV drama. It's about children who felt let down by the person who is supposed to love them unconditionally. In the aftermath of the courtroom chaos, insiders say Kody left the courthouse looking defeated. Gone was the confident patriarch who used to command attention with his booming voice and strong opinions. In his place was a man who had just been publicly dismantled by his own children. The image of Kody walking out of the courtroom is already being described as one of the most symbolic moments in the history of Sister Wives. For many fans, it represents the fall of a man who once thought he could control the narrative. No amount of spin or excuses could save him from the raw truth delivered by the people who know him best. As the dust settles, the Brown family faces an uncertain future. Some of the children are reportedly standing together in solidarity, supporting one another as they move forward without their father's involvement. Others are quietly distancing themselves from the chaos, choosing peace over further conflict. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn are said to be circling the wagons, retreating into their own household as they try to regroup. But no matter how much they attempt to downplay what happened, the damage has been done. The courtroom chaos is out there, and it cannot be erased. The story of Sister Wives has always been about the experiment of plural marriage and whether it could work in the modern